Alright folks, if you're like us, you're excited for the 2024 riding season. In the last video, we talked about 5 of the top 10 best motorcycle roads in the country for the year 2024. And in today's video, we're going to round up the top 5 in the country. If you missed our video on the other 5, be sure to check that out. But here in our top 5 list, we'll have some well-known roads you may have heard of. These offer tremendous scenery along with beautiful pavement quality. But we'll also cover a few hidden gem rides that you may not have ridden, but you would want on your bucket list. And for all the work we put into the video, the only thing we ask of you in return is to hit that like button for us, and don't forget to subscribe either. And share this video with a friend, that way you'll have a buddy to ride with for the 2024 riding season. And all the roads we're going to talk about here can be found on our website, greatmotorcycleroads.com. There we have route descriptions, images of what the roads actually look like, and best of all, we have free links to the direct Google Maps routes. Up next is the Shoreline Highway. The northern coast of California tends to be one of the most underrated destinations for traveling motorcyclists. We've all heard about the Pacific Coast Highway, but that name now refers to the southern section of California Highway 1. Up here, the Pacific Coast Highway gets a new name, the Shoreline Highway. This great motorcycle road offers miles and miles of curvy riding entertainment. As the name implies, the Shoreline Highway hugs the rocky coastline with awesome views and vistas. And the scenery is actually better than that of the lower PCH. And the crowds are much smaller. And best of all, there are thousands of miles of side roads that blanket the forested mountains up here. The Shoreline Highway weaves its way through scenic counties and historical towns. And it passes along some of the most dramatic coastlines, many times offering a bird's eye view of the Pacific from high above. If starting from San Francisco, California 1 crosses the Golden Gate Bridge as it leaves the city, then splits from the 101 and stays closer to the coast. This curvaceous all-American road is also extremely diverse because the road also weaves through the deep woods of the redwood forests. As you ride closer to the north, the road offers winding hairpin turns with steep drop-offs on one side and grassy hills on the other. And there's lots of turnouts along the way, which allows you to pull over to catch your breath and take some photos. Just keep in mind the California coast can get wet and foggy, so it's always a good idea to bring a rain suit and a couple extra sets of gloves. With its windy curves, dips, and twists, the motorcycle ride on the Shoreline Highway won't disappoint. Enjoy this fantastic bucket list ride along the glittering Pacific. Up next is one of the most scenic, relaxing motorcycle rides in the country. This is the Natchez Trace Parkway. This route will take you through 3 states, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. The whole ride is about 444 miles in length. The National Park's website calls it a drive through 10,000 years of history. It roughly follows the old Natchez Trace, which is a historic travel corridor used by American Indians, soldiers, and future presidents. This entire national parkway is a 2-lane road that extends from Natchez, Mississippi to Nashville, Tennessee, and it cuts through the northwest tip of Alabama. All along the trace, historic and scenic attractions offer interesting breaks and rest stops. And there's a few good reasons why this road is so unique and should be on a top 10 list for America. The first reason is commercial traffic is prohibited, so the road is usually lightly traveled. And best of all, there's no stop signs or stoplights. To get access on the trace is by on-off ramps, which means there's no need to worry about cross traffic. On this ride, you can just cruise among the beautiful scenery and historic sites. And another benefit is just the scenery. While there might not be epic mountainside scenery or dramatic switchbacks, the scenery on the trace is unique, because instead of utility poles and buildings, the Natchez Trace is lined with forests, farmland, creeks, and beautiful vistas. And this road also features seasonal flowers and foliage. In the spring, there's an abundance of blooming dogwoods, and come autumn, bright fall foliage is beautifully dotted along the scenic byway. And if you're going to ride the whole thing, this is probably going to take a couple days. If you plan on lodging, you can just conveniently hop off the trace. Whether you're in Alabama, Tennessee, or Mississippi, you can find a nice place to stay if you plan to ride this entire great motorcycle road. Next, we head down to Texas for the River Road to Big Bend ride, featuring Texas Road 170. It's about 158 miles in length. The Big Bend area offers spectacular riding, and this is indeed one of the best motorcycle roads in Texas. From west to east, the ride itself is a nice ascent into the mountains. Texas Road 170 is a highway which offers adventurous motorcyclists the opportunity to travel along the western Texas border. This is an incredibly scenic ride, with mountains, valleys, hills, and curves. Much of Texas 170 follows along the Rio Grande and is often referred to as the River Road. Then from Lajitas, follow it down to the Ross Maxwell Scenic Drive. The Chisos Basin area of the park is gorgeous, as well as monumental rock formations to ride through. The winding switchbacks seem like they're endless. Many riders say this is even better than the famous Twisted Sisters ride in Texas. By the time you get to the end of this road, you'll want to turn around and ride it again, because the scenery is different depending on which way you're facing. And that's one of the best things about riding a road in both directions. It always kind of feels like you're riding two different great motorcycle roads. And even though this one's a little out of the way, it's totally worth the distance to see it. For longer riding, head north on Texas Route 118. The northernmost 20 miles on this road is phenomenal. And be sure to check out the nearby Big Bend National Park entrance. Riding through here will reveal the 800,000 acres of river canyons and gorgeous mountains. And just a quick station break, today's video is being sponsored by our friends over at Diamond Motorcycle. If you're going to take any of these routes, you are going to want a comfortable seat. Diamond Motorcycles has been in business since 1971. Their seats are custom fit specifically for each rider, and they're made to eliminate all the pressure points. Their seats are extremely durable, and best of all, everything is made by hand in America right in Florida. To find out more, be sure to check out diamondmotorcycle.com. Now let's get back to the routes. Up next is the epic Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument ride. This 153-mile route offers some of the absolute best riding in Utah. The scenery here is off the charts. This road is almost always considered one of the top 10 in America by various travel magazines. The scenic byway along the Grand Staircase snakes through two of Utah's 5 national parks, including Bryce Canyon and Capital Reef. As you ride your motorcycle here, there are sensational views to be had, including multicolored canyons, sandstone cliffs, picturesque pine-covered hills, and vast mesas. This epic American motorcycle road is truly a winding delight of stunning views and diverse terrain changes. The route south from Boulder to Escalante includes an exhilarating stretch of road. The ride will take you along a high ridgeline with cliffs dropping away from the road on either side. There's several miles of tight twisties as you ride your way down to the bottom of the gorge. Some say this is the best piece of road they've ever ridden. State Route 12 is a section of this ride, and it's designated as an All-American Road because it reveals some of the most iconic western scenery in the United States. Although you can comfortably do the entire route in one day, we'd recommend breaking up the journey with an overnight in Bryce. That way you'll have enough time to take in all the great views. This region of Utah is so vast and spectacular, it's worth exploring in more depth and allowing at least 2 days of riding. If you're riding your motorcycle through Utah in 2024, don't miss the Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument ride. And at number 1 we have the epic Lolo Pass, featuring US Route 12. This is within Idaho and Montana. It's about 205 miles in length. The Lolo Pass is a mountain pass along Highway 12 and is the highest point of the historic Lolo Trail. If you've ever seen this famous picture cautioning about being a winding road the next 99 miles, that's this road. The route covers some of the most beautiful sections of the Lewis and Clark Trail, as it takes you through the Rocky Mountains of Idaho and Montana. Riding up to Lolo Pass is a unique, awe-inspiring experience. It winds through excellent scenery with well-marked curves, and the pavement quality is also very good. Many experienced riders who've ridden all over America say this one may surpass all others for its continuous curves, beauty, and overall riding quality. Motorcyclists will appreciate the stunning views on this great road. And when you take into account the historical importance of the Lewis and Clark Trail, the Lolo Pass feels like you're embarking on a quest in the true spirit of the early explorers. Just be sure to top off your fuel before starting the ride, as it's a long distance between gas stations. And check out the Lolo Pass Visitor Center when you ride here to stretch your legs and learn more about the legendary expedition that crossed here in the early 1800s. If you're looking for an Idaho motorcycle road with never-ending twisties, straightaways, and scenery, don't miss the Lolo Pass Motorcycle Road in 2024. So that finishes our top 10 list for the best motorcycle roads in the country for the year 2024. If you have any experience riding any of these roads or have any thoughts about how to go about planning them, by all means let us know in the comments section below. If you found this video helpful at all, hit that like button for us. It really helps out our channel. We appreciate it. And don't forget, all these roads can be found on our website, greatmotorcycleroads.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.